Myanmar Ethnic Rohingya human rights organization Malaysia, MERHROM, wanted to remind Bangladesh and United Nations of past Rohingya repatriations to Myanmar. At present, conditions in Myanmar's Rakhine state are not in place to enable safe and sustainable returns. Rohingya refugees are still fleeing, and many have suffered ongoing genocide and violence, rape, and deep psychological harm. This is very important visiting and solidarity with the Bangladesh Chief Adviser Hon Dr. Mohammad Yunus and United Nations UN Secretary-General He Antonio Guterres at Holy Month Ramadan, the Iftar rally with millions of Rohingyas genocide survivors in the Ukhia refugee camp. The ethnic Rohingya are dream of the back home, voluntary in safety and with dignity to return to Rohingya homes, not into camps. And if there's any loss of property and life, it must be compensated fairly. For the longest decades, Rohingya are facing ongoing genocide through mass murder, torture, rape, arbitrary detention, arson attack, enforced disappearances, kidnapping for ransom, forced labor, forced eviction, extortion, restriction of movement, and forcibly used as human shields. These are unbearable. We deeply hope that the seeking justice efforts for the Rohingya genocide survivors by various stakeholders and supported by many countries around the world will go smoothly without further delay as the situation in Myanmar worsening. Since May 2024, the genocidal attack against the Rohingya were launched by the Burmese military and the Rakhine Army, AA, resulting in mass killing of Rohingya, especially in Butidong and Maungdaw Township. This time, no Rohingya could escape the Rakhine state as they were under the control of the Rakhine Army, AA. The wounded Rohingya were left to die without treatment as no medical assistance was provided. Until now, none of the humanitarian agencies could enter Rakhine state to provide humanitarian aid. As a consequence, more Rohingya died due to no food, water, treatment, and shelter. Rohingya were targeted by the Rakhine Army, AA, by drone bombs and fired artillery. Thousands of Rohingya civilians, including children, women, and the elderly, were brutally killed while many others were injured during and after the genocidal attacks. MERHROM call upon UN Secretary-General He Antonio Guterres to look into food security and refugee security in the refugee camp during his visit this Friday. We hope Mr. Guterres will examine carefully the condition in the camps following the cutting of food ratio to USD6 per person. This is heartbreaking as refugees live in dire conditions over long decades without security, food security, and basic needs. Since the worsening Rohingya situation in Rakhine state under the Rakhine Army, AA, we urge the United Nations to establish a safe zone for the Rohingya in Rakhine state with the presence of UN peacekeeper. Thank you. Zafar Ahmad Abdul Ghani, President of MERHROM.